Hi friends, today we are going to see a chapter from analytical chemistry, that is chromatography. Then what is means chromatography? In Greek, chroma means color and phoros means or graphic means study. Means color study means separation of color is called as a chromatography. This chromatography is one of the most widely used technique for the separation and identification of mixture of component or component of the mixture. In the oldest method, the separation of chemical compounds from their mixture mainly depends upon one or other of the physical properties. Means in the oldest method, the separation of compounds can be carried out depending upon their solubility as well as volatility. Then what is meant by solubility? Suppose if you are given an organic mixture, means if two compounds are mixed and they were given to you for separation purpose, then this separation can be mainly carried out depending upon their solubility or volatility. Means if the given mixture is solid, then it can be carried out depending upon their solubility, and if the given mixture is liquid, then it can be separated depending upon volatility. Volatile means the liquid which boils above or below 100 degrees Celsius, means it is volatile liquid. Okay, and in chromatographic technique, by using porous medium, the component of the mixture which have different physical properties can be separated. Porous medium means here the porous medium is held in column, or it can be held in the form of thin sheet or filter paper. Suppose this is an column has like burette, and in this burette a porous medium means calcium carbonate is held, and this calcium carbonate is called as a porous medium, and by using this porous medium we can separate the given compound or given component of the mixture, or by using filter paper, means a thin sheet of filter paper is used as a porous medium for the separation purpose. In 1906, Mikhail Tushist, a Russian botanist, by using this porous medium, he separate a plant pigment on calcium carbonate, means he extract a plant pigment, and this extract was poured on this calcium carbonate porous medium, and when they are poured on this calcium carbonate porous medium, they are dragged on downward direction, or they are moving in downward direction. After then, here petroleum ether is added as a solvent. While they are going through this porous medium, they can be separated in a color bands, means here different colored bands are formed on this calcium carbonate porous medium, and when the petroleum ether is added or passing through this calcium carbonate porous medium, then these colored bands are separated, and these colored bands are collected separately on different beakers, and depending on this color of this band, the plant pigments can be separated. Then actually what is the principle of this chromatographic technique? Here principle of chromatographic technique is, it is a technique for the separation of a mixture of solute in which separation is brought about by differential movement of the individual solutes through a porous medium under the influence of moving solvent is called as a chromatography. Means here, suppose if you have given a solute or mixture, A compound and B compound, suppose if you have given nickel plus and copper plus, these two radicals are mixed, and you have given for separation purpose, then this nickel radical as well as copper radical can be separated on this paper chromatography. Means what happened here on this a strip of filter paper, means Hartmann filter paper is taken. Suppose this is an Hartmann filter paper, it's having length 15 centimeter and breadth 2 centimeter, and here baseline is drawn at 2 centimeters from one of the edge, and at the center of this baseline a cross mark is marked, and on this cross mark a mixture of, means a solution of A plus B radical is spotted, and it is dried and again spotted and again dried, means here solution is applied for 2 to 3 times. After then this filter paper is marked another reference line at 10 centimeters from the baseline. Okay, and this filter paper is again put on a chromatographic jar which containing solvent at 2 centimeter thick or 1 centimeter thick at the bottom. I mean, suppose this is a chromatographic jar and it contains this solvent. Okay, and when we put this filter paper or chromatographic paper on this jar, chromatographic jar, and one care must be taken that this reference line must remain above this solvent. Then what happen here? The solvent moves on this filter paper. The solvent moves above this filter paper, and when it comes on this point, this solvent dissolves this mixture and carry them forward direction. Okay, and when it becomes or comes at fresher area, this filter paper again adsorb this component and again when solvent moves upward direction, and when come this point, then again solvent dissolve this component and again carry them forward direction, and at fresher area they can be adsorbed. Means in this chromatographic technique continuously adsorption and desorption can be takes place, and due to adsorption and desorption, this adsorption and desorption can mainly depending upon their density or their moving rate. Okay, and due to this adsorption desorption they can be get separated, means they can be separated at different distance from this baseline. After then the RF value can be calculated. How RF value can be calculated we will see in paper chromatographic technique. Means in this way the separation can be carried out. Then in this chromatographic technique there are two phases. One is stationary phase, and another is moving phase. Means in chromatography there are two phases. One is stationary phase and another is moving phase. Then what is meant by stationary phase? This stationary phase is also called as fixed phase, means it remain fixed, and moving phase, and this stationary phase may be either solid or it may be liquid. Means in chromatography there are two phases. One is stationary phase, another is moving phase. Stationary phase is in the form of solid or liquid, and moving phase is in the form of liquid or gas. Okay, and this moving phase is used in the form of solvent, means liquid form generally, and gas is also used as a moving phase. Then advantage of chromatography: the substance which resemble one another very closely in chemical and physical properties can be separated and identified by this chromatographic technique. Then second advantage is chromatographic detection is very sensitive. Even 0.1 microgram of a compounds can be detected with common reagent. Then third advantage is in this method for difficult separation simple apparatus is enough and the procedure is carried out at ordinary temperature. The next advantage is in this technique even traces of impurities are detected and estimated. And last advantage is this technique is simple and rapid, so complex mixture can be handled with easily. Then general or basic principle of chromatography means in this chromatographic technique the component of the mixture is held in between two phases. Suppose this is paper chromatographic technique, and in this chromatographic technique what happen here, baseline is drawn at the 2 centimeter from one of the edge, and at the center of their cross mark is mark. Okay, and on this cross mark we can apply here a component of the mixture, means mixture is applied, and this mixture is applied in between two phases. One is stationary phase and another is moving phase. Moving phase is nothing but here when this filter paper is held on the solvent, then the solvent is called as a moving phase. Then what happens is when this solvent is comes to this point, then this solvent dissolves the component in itself and carry them at forward direction, means upward direction, and when it comes at fresher area, this component of the mixture again adsorbed by this filter paper or adsorbent material. Okay, means this solvent is continuously moving in upward direction, and when it continuously moving and when it comes to the new point, then again it dissolves this component of the mixture and again carry at fresher area, and when this component comes to fresher area, this fresher area of filter paper is adsorbed by that components. Okay, means here continuously adsorption and desorption can be occur, and in this stationary phase here opposing force, or it is also called as a retarding force, is acting, and in moving phase here moving force is acted in this mobile phase. Okay, and the distribution of solute between two phases, see here the distribution of the component of the mixture in between these two phases occurs rapidly to establish an equilibrium. However, equilibrium is never completely achieved because of continuous flow of a fresh mobile phase. This situation can be expressed by the equation which is called as a distribution coefficient, means distribution coefficient, that K, means here solute concentration in stationary phase to the solute concentration in mobile phase. In this stationary phase, retarding force means opposing force is acting, and in this mobile phase here moving phase is acting. Okay, means here when solute concentration in stationary phase is more, suppose this is 10 and the solute concentration in mobile phase is 2, then what happen here, 2 5s are 10, means it becomes as 5, means K becomes 5, means when solute concentration is stationary phase is more, then their retarding force is acting. Okay, means opposing force is acting, therefore the movement of these components is very slow. Okay, means the component which is soluble in stationary phase is moved slowly, and when solute concentration in mobile phase is more, suppose solute concentration in stationary phase is 2 and solute concentration in mobile phase is 10, then it becomes 2, means here K is low, means when K is low, then there is moving force is maximum, and when moving force is maximum or higher, then the component of the mixture moves fastly. See here when K is more, then here retarding force is acting, and when K is lower, then moving force is acting, means due to this different flow rate they can get separated, means they can get separated at different distance. Suppose here is one radical and here is B radical, means they can get separated, and due to their differential migration or differential movement. Then in next lecture we will going to see basic terms used in chromatography and classification.